Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
The controversies that has rocked the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Senate President of the 10th National Assembly, Akpabio, may not cease to end anytime soon. And a lot of revelation keep on coming. Now, in this special show, I will be bringing to you a breakdown of interview by Senator Abbo, who will review on Arise Television issues bothering the senators of Nigeria currently at the 10th National Assembly. Also reviewing how 5 senators were removed from the Senate, including him himself, and was orchestrated by the Senate President, Akpabio, and throwing more light as to the issue bothering the Nigerian judicial system, calling them the banditry judiciary. And looking at the Senator Natasha Akpoti recall process and suspension for 6 months, Senator Abbo threw more light on this particular scenario, exposing how corrupt and how disgraceful the Nigerian Senate, the current 10th Senate, has become under the leadership of Akpabio.
Senator Akpabio had a serious verbal exchange with the Senate President Bukola Saraki over change of Senate seat.
I sat next to Senator Nkwaso until I was led by the sergeant at arms that this is my seat.
I asked the clerk whether he allocated that seat to you. He said he didn't.
He told me he would prefer to sit here. So I said there is no microphone there, but he said he will still prefer to sit there.
If there's been a senator that have allowed to speak without a microphone, state. That's never happened in this chamber. All we said is there's no microphone where you are. Go to a place where there's no, and you can speak. Now you have the floor, speak and let us make progress.
I want to apologize to my colleagues if I raised my voice there.
He was not suspended. He was not investigated. The matter was handled with maturity. In the case of Natasha, it took a different dimension. Sat like the emperor that he claimed he is, and said the woman shall be suspended for 6 months, withdraw her security, stop payment of her salaries, not to be seen to close the National Assembly building, and even her aides should also lose their salaries. Far-reaching decisions. Even ordering the Inspector General of Police not to provide her with security. In another way, expose and so she will be killed. When you withdraw somebody's security, which is on right, that means you are exposing that person to be killed. And I know the IG, you see the police for all of us, nobody owns the police. The IG realized that that is not a good thing to do. Because if they had tomorrow that Natasha is killed, something will happen that we don't pray it happen. Now, if Akpabio was not suspended for fighting with Saraki over change of his seat, why are you suspending Natasha for 6 months if only your motivation is because of change of seat? Secondly, Natasha went to court and she got a court injunction barring the Senate from investigating her until the substantive matter is heard. Senate went against the court judgment and suspended her still, even when there's an existing court judgment. That is contempt of the court. It was after they finished suspending Natasha that they went to court to vacate the court order barring them after contempt of court. And I'm sorry to use this word, cowardly, the judge, instead of arresting Akpabio for contempt of court, he vacated his own judgment that they broke. That's the pressure he was under. And instead for the judge to also go into the substantive matter, he recused himself from the case of Natasha. You see what is happening?
Senator Abbo revealed something shocking, that the Senate President has turned senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to house help.
Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
Well, I don't know.
I am telling you now.
But let me just say.
And I am telling you now. And I told him that you are no longer a governor.
I believe that I want to watch the days. You know, you can remember this particular scenario. This was the senator that represents Senator Akpabio during the sexual harassment conduct, allegation by Senator Natasha Akpoti against the Senate President, where the hearing was held at the Senate chamber, which led to that confrontation between this particular senator from Ebonyi State and the former Minister of Education, talking about Eze basically. Now, with this senator among those that served Senator Akpabio tea in his house in whether in Abuja or hometown. That one, he didn't mention them, so we can't tell. But going further, this senator has reviewed a lot of things that Nigerians need to understand and know as to what is going on in Nigeria's Senate and National Assembly, having seen the disgrace brought upon Nigeria by this current leadership of APC and this current leadership of the Senate. Many have called them the rubber stamp Senate, but however, Senator Abbo reviewed how the current Senate President has turned the Senate into his personal empire. And by so doing, he alleged that the Senate President was involved in 5 senators' removal from the Senate. And now we are faced with another senator, talking about Natasha Akpoti Oduoga, whom there is a recalling process after the 6-month suspension by the Senate President. Now, we're going to be taking a listen to Senator Abbo's interview on Arise Television. But then, stay calm, put on your seatbelts, because it's going to be a good ride.
Balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I had from the people of the 8th Senate wasn't a good one about you. So I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Transcorp Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I'll not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion, and he started taking me around the house, and he said, do you know that I have a chapel in my house? I said, wow, you have a chapel here? I said, let me see. We went there and he showed me the chapel. And in the chapel, he told me that, you are my brother. I say, yes. He said, 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said, 5. I said, how did you know? He said, I'm the Senate President. I know 5 senators are leaving. And truth what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
So now, you heard him there talking about going to the chapel. So the Senate President have a very big empire. I mean, a very good mansion, wherever, whether in Abuja or in his hometown, where he take senators to tour around. Could this be something like trying to, show them how powerful he is or what? And the whole of his trouble, according to him, started from when he challenged the Senate President as to he is not going to work for him because of his past behavior in the 8th Senate, as well as the fact that he have his own candidate. And now you look at the issues of opposition in this country, where if you are not in support of whoever is in power, remember he is an APC member, then all hell will be let loose. And then they went further to talk about how Senator Ali Ndume was removed as the chief whip of the Senate. Let's take a listen to, he accused the judiciary as a bandit judicial system.
I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry, because there's no law that back what happened. And I believe the judge know what she did. And that's why she had to send Senator Ken Inamani to come to my house to come and beg me. And it's true, Ken Inamani is still alive.
Looking at all of this, one may ask, then why was Dele Farotobi was arrested when he wrote about the corrupt judiciary? Anyway, he made mention of some big wings in the judicial system. Maybe that could be the reason why he went to, we all know about the whole scenario. But if you've not, you can check some of our videos in the past to have a full understanding to that, scenario as of last year to early this year. However, is Nigerian judiciary now a banditry judiciary? No wonder. We saw a situation by one Jackson in the northeastern part of the country who was sentenced to death by the Federal High Court and upheld by the Supreme Court when the young man was trying to defend himself against the Fulani herdsmen. Is that the reason also why this former senator is accusing them as a banditry senators? I mean, lawyers or judiciary?
500,000 registered voters. Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution said that you must have more than half of registered voters before they recall you. They got 250,000 signatures and submitted to INEC, and the law says that they must have 250,000 plus people who appeared for a referendum to return her. Now look at the 2023 election. The voter turnout on the national scale is just 27%. The vote that Natasha got to take her to the Senate is 54,000. Her opponent, closest one, got 52,000. LP, NNPP, and other people, all the votes of 2023, it's just 106,000. That is representing 22.1%, 21.2%. Now, if the whole vote of Kogi Central for PDP, APC, Labour Party, NNPP is just 21%, that is 106,000. Why would they manufacture a 50% vote? That is over 200,000 people to recall Natasha.
So now, looking at this, you will understand that given the recalling process, we have talked about it. You can check our videos in the past or check this one here to have an understanding as to if they have meet up with the requirement to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduoga. But remember that the explanation just given by the former senator can also guide us when the Independent National Electoral Commission, which has been accused by many Nigerians that the current INEC chairman is doing the bidding of some big political actors in Nigeria, which they believe that Senator Natasha may be recalled, unconstitutionally. After all, we have the Rivers State governor being removed unconstitutionally, as well as the legislative arm of the government in Rivers State. Remember, Nigeria practice federalism. I remember my lecturers once said back then in school that we practice what they call quasi-federalism, that we are not practicing the true federalism, and which is largely true. When you judge by the actions and inactions of our government, and when you look at the way and manner in which our federalism is being practiced in Nigeria, you will understand that all of this is not done to the interest of Nigeria or for the institution or even what we assume or pretending to be practicing. Anyway, I'll leave this for you at the comment section. Let's have this conversation. Is Senator Natasha Akpoti recall process, will it go through? And the allegation of Senator Abbo talking about the Senate President, Akpabio, being a man that is now running the 10th National Assembly like a personal empire. Is it true?